Imagine waking up in a beautiful home in the 1950s after marrying a rich man. The curtains are soft and elegant. Sunlight shines through the windows. A maid has already prepared breakfast downstairs. Your closet is filled with dresses that most women could only dream about. A shiny new car waits outside, ready to take you wherever you wish. To many people, it sounds like the perfect life. It looks like something straight out of an old Hollywood movie. But behind the beautiful clothes, fancy dinners, and sparkling jewelry was a life that was often far more complicated than it seemed. Back then, many young women were taught that marrying a wealthy husband was one of the greatest achievements they could hope for. From magazines to movies, the message was everywhere. A successful man could give you a beautiful house, financial security, and a comfortable future. Parents often encouraged their daughters to find a hardworking man who could provide for a family. Love mattered, but stability mattered too. After living through difficult times like the Great Depression and World War II, many families simply wanted a safer, more secure future. If you married a rich man in the 1950s, your life would probably change overnight. Instead of worrying about paying bills or stretching every dollar, you would have things that most people only admired from store windows. Fine china filled the cabinets. Expensive furniture decorated every room. Fresh flowers sat on polished tables. Your home became a place where guests admired every detail. You might attend elegant parties where everyone dressed in their very best clothes. Men wore sharp suits. Women wore beautiful dresses with gloves, pearls, and carefully styled hair. There were fancy dinners, dancing, and conversations about business, travel, and society. Everything looked polished and perfect. But looking perfect became part of your daily job. People expected wealthy wives to represent their husbands well. You were expected to smile, be polite, dress beautifully, and always appear calm. Every public appearance mattered. Neighbors watched. Friends noticed. Family members talked. In many ways, your image became just as important as your husband's success. Many women spent hours getting ready before leaving the house. Hair appointments, careful makeup, matching shoes, gloves, and handbags all became part of everyday life. Looking your best wasn't simply a choice. It was often expected. Inside the home, life could be comfortable, but it also came with responsibilities. Even if servants handled much of the cleaning or cooking, the wife usually managed the household. She planned parties, welcomed important guests, organized family events, and made sure everything reflected well on the family name. Children were expected to behave politely. The home was expected to stay beautiful. Every holiday dinner needed to impress visitors. Success wasn't measured only by money. It was measured by appearances. For many women, this life brought comfort and happiness. They truly loved their husbands and enjoyed raising children in safe neighborhoods with excellent schools. They appreciated the opportunities that wealth provided. Vacations became possible. College for the children became easier. Medical care was more available. Life offered many advantages that millions of families could only hope for. Yet wealth did not remove every challenge. One of the biggest differences between then and now was how few choices many women had. During the 1950s, many wives did not have careers outside the home. Some certainly did, but society often expected married women, especially wealthy ones, to focus entirely on being homemakers. If you dreamed of becoming a doctor, lawyer, scientist, or business leader, those dreams often had to wait, or disappear altogether. Many women placed their own ambitions aside to support their husbands' careers. Financial security also did not always mean financial independence. In many families, the husband controlled the money. Even though the family was wealthy, the wife might need permission for major purchases. Bank accounts, investments, and business decisions were often handled almost entirely by the husband. Today this may seem surprising, but at the time it was simply considered normal in many households. There was also quiet pressure to never let anyone see problems. If a marriage struggled, people often kept those difficulties private. Divorce carried a heavy social stigma. Many women felt they had to keep smiling, even during unhappy times. From the outside, everything looked perfect. Behind closed doors, life could be very different. Still, there were moments of genuine joy that money could never buy. Family dinners around a large table. Christmas mornings filled with laughter. Summer afternoons by the lake. Children running across wide green lawns. Birthday celebrations with grandparents, cousins, and lifelong friends. These simple moments became the memories that lasted far longer than expensive gifts. The rich families of the 1950s also lived in a very different world. There were no smartphones buzzing every minute. No social media showing every detail of someone's life. Even wealthy families often spent evenings together listening to music, reading books, playing board games, or gathering around the television to watch favorite programs. Letters were still meaningful. Telephone conversations felt personal. Sunday drives became family traditions. Time moved more slowly, allowing people to enjoy moments that many of us rush through today. Children growing up in these homes often remember large holiday gatherings, polished dining rooms, sparkling Christmas trees, and parents dressed elegantly for evening events. They remember the smell of home-cooked meals, the sound of piano music filling the living room, and the excitement of opening the front door to welcome guests. Not every memory was glamorous. Rules were often strict. Manners mattered. Respect for parents, teachers, and elders was expected without question. Children learned responsibility early, regardless of how wealthy their families were. As the years passed, society slowly began to change. The 1960s and the decades that followed opened new opportunities for women. More women entered colleges, built successful careers, started businesses, and gained greater financial independence. Marriage gradually became less about survival and more about partnership. Husbands and wives increasingly shared responsibilities and made important decisions together. Looking back today, it's easy to admire the beauty of the 1950s. The elegant fashion, polished homes, classic cars, and graceful manners still capture our imagination. There was a certain charm that feels timeless. Yet it's equally important to remember that every generation has its own struggles hidden beneath the surface. The sparkling necklace, the beautiful mansion, and the luxury automobile could make life more comfortable, but they could never guarantee happiness. Real happiness still came from kindness, trust, laughter, friendship, and love shared around the family table. Perhaps that is the greatest lesson this era leaves behind. The finest things in life have never been the most expensive ones. They are the memories created with people who truly care about us. A gentle smile. A warm embrace. A conversation that lasts long after the dishes are cleared. Those treasures never go out of style. As we remember the women who stepped into that elegant world, we can admire their strength, their grace, and the sacrifices many quietly made for the people they loved. Their stories remind us how far society has come and how much opportunity exists today for people to choose their own path. The past may sparkle with beautiful memories, but the future shines even brighter when we carry forward its best values: love, family, resilience, generosity, and hope. No matter where life takes us or how much wealth we have, the richest life will always be the one filled with compassion, meaningful relationships, and unforgettable moments that become tomorrow's treasured memories.